uni house, chilling, and of course on Sunday we all watched the Grand Prix together in the front room, and oh my giddy aunt, what a bore fest. The worst race of the season so far. I want this podcast to be able to be listened to not just like the week it's come out, also further on into the future, so we won't dwell on this week's Grand Prix too much. The worst of the season so far, in my opinion. I had a couple of people on Twitter disagreeing with me, saying it was decent, but most of what people have said, otherwise other influencers and news sources and stuff, are really saying yes. It was a pretty dull Grand Prix. I've got to agree. I tweeted at the end of the race, wait, it's over? With like a sleeping emoji. I think all of us like looked up, someone in the room looked up from their phone and was like, guys, there's 5 laps to go. And we were just like, what? There's 5 laps to go, what are you on about? Nothing has happened. Literally nothing has happened. So it was just a dull race. The most interesting thing to happen was Mr. Charles Leclerc having it was a weird little spinalo, I think, at the last section of corners. And then I haven't looked into it too much. I've been quite preoccupied with other things, but I believe sort of an engine car had a bit of an engine problem. And sent them straight out the race. Otherwise, nothing particularly interesting happened. I've got the little results up here. So obviously, Lewis Hamilton coming out with an easy win again, like 25 seconds ahead of Verstappen. Bottas in third. Usual stuff. It looked like Bottas was going to get eaten up at the start by like the Racing Points and everything, but then they fell back again. The Racing Points just after. Sainz having a decent race in 6th. Always does well as Spain, doesn't he, being the Spanish driver. And then Sebastian Vettel in 7th. Fair play to him. Starting 11th on the grid. Again, getting knocked out in Q2. Not having a fantastic time in that Ferrari car this year, certainly, but doing a good job there. Doing a one-stop, seeing it all the way through, making the tyres work, jumping up to 7th, getting some points for the team, which was especially needed when Charles is obviously getting knocked out of the race because of an engine problem. More Ferrari engine problems. How can it get worse? Somehow it can. But then you've also got to say, like, Charles, even when the car is doing terribly, he's getting like 4th position, 3rd position, doing wonders. Seb, on an amazing strategy, jumping up, still only gets to 7th. This is a guy that was like winning races like last year, the year before. Madness. Absolute madness. But otherwise, not particularly interesting. We've got Albon and Pierre Gasly each next to each other in 8th and 9th. We'll talk a bit about them later. I've got some fan questions that will be at the end of this, where I'll have a talk through them, because some people asked about my opinions on the Pierre Gasly Alex Albon situation with what's happening with Red Bull, so we'll have a look at a bit of that later. Both Renaults at the points, pretty sad for them, not having the best Grand Prix. And then otherwise, that was about it really, wasn't it? Romain Grosjean finishing last, not the best for him, But yeah, we'll ignore that Spanish Grand Prix. We'll look forward. I believe the next one's in Spa. I think there's a week break now since when I'm filming this, and then Spa. So look forward to that Grand Prix.